Tell me when.
Ready. I'm ready.
Good evening, everybody. We're going to call the meeting of December 30th, 2019 to order. Then can we have the roll call, please?
Sure. Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Here.
Council members Achara.
Here.
Donlin. Fisher.
Here.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Here, everybody please rise for a pledge of allegiance and then please remain standing for a moment of silent prayer thereafter. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. To my regular meeting agenda. The requirements for the Open Public Meeting Act has been satisfied. A copy of the annual notice is sent to the Asbury Park Press, coaster posted in Town Hall, and filed in the office of the municipal clerk on December 27th, 2018. There are two fire exits. One to my left will bring you out to the back of the building and into the parking lot, and one to my right, which will bring you out to the front parking lot. If you have a cell phone, now would be a good time to turn it off. You can, or turn the sound down at least. If you need to make a call, kindly go out into the hallway. It interferes with our audio and our video. This time we're going to see if we have any council reports. John, you have anything?
Yeah, I'd like to apologize for not being here for the menorah lighting. I was on a family vacation, and I'd also like to wish everybody a very happy new year and very safe and good upcoming 2020.
Great. Dave, you have anything for us?
Yes, just want to let you know the next planning board meeting will be on Monday the 27th at 7 p.m. in this very room. And also I'd like to wish the township a happy and safe new year.
Thank you. Rob?
Attended the Chamber of Commerce breakfast 2 weeks ago, and great turnout. The new executive director is doing a fantastic job. We are now having monthly events. They are all posted on the Ocean Township Chamber, the Greater Ocean Township Chamber of Commerce website. Any businesses out there that are interested, please reach out to them.
Great.
Also, Happy New Year to everybody.
And one of our founding members of the Chamber of Commerce, Marty, do you have anything for us?
Well, yeah, I'd like to apologize for being at the menorah lighting when I really wanted to be with John on his family vacation.
Yeah, we all did.
Next time.
Yeah, we had a couple of great events this December. We had the Christmas tree lighting early in the month, and then we had two great menorah lightings, well attended, great turnout, and they're really stepping up the game. Guys brought some latkes over, had some games and fun, and Ventrilo. So a lot of fun. It was great, and the weather wasn't bad either. So with that, Happy New Year's to everybody else. Okay, to our regular agenda here. The notice requirement, I already did that.
Public comment.
So for public comment, do we have anybody has any public comments or anything on the vouchers that are on the agenda? Anybody have any comments to vouchers? Come up now and come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and or the vouchers and or agenda resolutions. No? Seeing or hearing no one, someone please offer the resolution.
I'll make a motion.
Well, first the minutes, I'm sorry, for December 5th, 2019 workshop, and then the resolutions.
Motion to approve the workshop and public minutes.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, and also we have resolutions 19-219 through 19-224. Someone please offer.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, and tonight we have vouchers in the amount of $6,306,349.15. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, also we have resolutions 19-225. Authorize the transfer of funds in accordance with the NJSA 40A:4-58 and NJSA 40A:4-45.4A. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 19-226. Authorize the formal cancellation of contracts whose projects and/or services are now completed. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Donlin. I'm sorry, and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. 19-227. Amend the professional service contracts with Clark Canton Heights Color Planner, increasing the total contract amount by $25,000. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara
Yes.
Yes.
and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. In 19228, approve change order number 1 for the installation of the sidewalks at West Park Avenue awarded to J.C. Contractor, Inc., decreasing the contract by $4,312.49, bringing the total contract amount from $49,985 to $45,672.51. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. In 19229, authorize the amendment to the contract for the uniforms for the Department of Public Works and the Township of Ocean Board of Education, increasing the total contract amount by $5,000 from $14,361.62 to $19,361.62. Should have just taken that money from the sidewalks.
They put it right in there.
Well, we'll go with the 5. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
There you
I'll
go.
second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. 19230, authorize the tax collector to issue refunds, credits to those taxpayers who have received a favorable state tax appeal judgment. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. 19231, authorize the cancellation of unexpended balances in the general capital fund. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. 19232, authorize the achievement of a tax sale premiums on certain tax lien certificates. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. 19233, authorize the purchase of 4 defibrillators from Team Life, Inc. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, and those are good purchases. A few years back, we had a gentleman in town actually donated several of the ones that you see throughout the building and some to our police department. That was a very nice, generous thing. But they do save lives, and we do need them. So, 19234, escheat any balances for unclaimed tax title lien redemptions greater than 5 years pursuant to NJSA 54:5-57.1. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara,
Yes.
Fisher,
Yes.
and Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. At this time, if anybody has anything from the public germane to Ocean Township you wish to discuss with us, now would be the time to come up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Don Geiger, come on up.
Don Geiger, 1108 Grassmere. Just so you know, I did have a supply of smelling salts with me in case you went into shock. Who might not. Worked out a deal with Vince.
Oh, good.
And all I have to say is my usual shout out to Public Works, Alyssa, Nancy, and Tom, and the people who did the bulk. I'm not sure who had Grassmere, but we had a ton of, well, not a ton, but you know, a whole bunch of stuff out of the curb.
More than a ton.
Could be, a ton and a half, maybe, I don't know. But a shout out to them, because, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there. We're cleaning things out. And just want to know, when are we popping the cork?
Oh, you or us?
Both of us, all of us.
I guess at the firehouses on the first of the year, we'll all be there popping the corks.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Oh, thank you. Anybody else? Go up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
Dennis?
At 1638 Holbrook Street. Happy New Year's, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, with Diwali, we missed all that. I have a couple quick questions. Could anybody tell me what the current status of the Army Corps of Engineers study on Poplar Brook is? It was scheduled to be done, well, it's moved back a few times, but it was scheduled to end by the end of this year. Does anybody know what's going on with that?
Well, they were contacted again, and then they were gonna send somebody else out to, I guess, put the final cap on the property that, in their opinion, that it's within its legal limits and that it's not a threat environmentally or anything like that. So we're waiting for someone to come back out and give us a final resolution on the property.
This is Poplar Brook, not Deal Tested.
Poplar
Same
Brook.
thing. Poplar Brook, yes.
Yes.
The Army Corps of Engineers Poplar Brook
Poplar Brook.
environmental study you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Because they did a study in 1972, which we've never done anything about. That was about putting a basement in at the soccer field.
No, this has to do with all the culverts in town and the stormwater.
Oh, the stormwater management?
Yes.
Yeah, that's an old study from the Army Corps, right, that you're talking about?
No, it was last updated on March 1st of 2019. The final resolution of that was supposed to come out by September of this year, or by the end of the year.
They haven't sent anything to us. I'll check with our engineer and see if he's gotten anything, but I would have thought he would have brought it to us.
Well, is there any way, well, it would behoove us, I think, to find out what they are planning to do. And I'm curious as to whether anybody on the board has expectations of the Army Corps of Engineer in doing any improvements on the culverts and
Well, that would be great because the main culvert that needs the improvement on that Poplar Brook, and that 2,300 acre brook would be right at the culvert going underneath the New Jersey Transit in Deal.
Exactly.
And between New Jersey Transit and Deal, the borough of Deal is where we met the head wall, so to speak,
Right.
of resistance, where they were reluctant to let us do any improvements of work. So if they can get crashed with that, excellent.
Okay, but, I mean, they had done a lot of work for Poplar Village, and they were involved in a lot of that. And I wonder, are your expectations of getting any improvements from them? Do you have any expectations of that happening?
No,
Honestly?
I mean, I hope that would be great, but no. It's actually,
From what little I have been able to find out, I've been in contact with them several times, it is really unlikely that we're going to get any help from them because of the cost-benefit ratio. And basically, just because the cost-benefit ratio is below zero, they probably won't do anything, which is really ironic, because the reason that cost-benefit is below zero is because Poplar Village no longer exists. And that was the ratables, or whatever you want to call it, the property that was ostensibly open to be damaged, can't be damaged anymore, but because it doesn't exist. So if we were able to show them that there were enough property in harm's way, for instance, the 25 homes on Brookside Avenue.
well, we did a Blue Acres buyout on that, so.
No, well, you did some,
We offered to everybody, and the ones who
Right.
opted in.
right. But there are still 25 homes there. You know, if that were enough to tip the balance in favor of the cost-benefit ratio for them perhaps to be doing improvements on Whale Pond and on Roosevelt and on Poplar Brook itself, whether they're going to reinforce the embankments or things like that. If that's enough to tip the balance, I think that might be worth doing. Is there someone who I could contact about that? Or
Yeah, or
Mike?
He's lost weight.
our manager, Mike Masillo.
Okay,
That's your contact.
okay.
Dennis, I have some information for you.
Oh, good.
I just went on the website. There was a flood risk management study completed on March 1st, 2019. It wasn't a study, it was a statement of March 1st, 2019 from the Army Corps.
Yes.
You got that? Oh, you're staring at the same thing I'm staring at. Okay, I'm good.
Yes, and this hasn't been finished. This hasn't been updated. And it's supposed to be updated by September, and it hasn't happened. And
Yeah, it says,
I think it would behoove us to find out about that.
Okay.
Particularly if we can get something from it.
Sure.
Okay. Speaking about the Blue Acres, there were 7 homes on Brookside that were bought out by Blue Acres, which are tax dollars. And I missed the part of a town council meeting where you had just said that the demolition, I think the demolition contracts had gone out for the 7 houses that are there. Is that correct? Did I miss that? Do you know what the status of it?
My demo was supposed to begin after the last
Yeah,
meeting sometime.
right. Yes, but yes, you must have missed that meeting.
Okay, well, what is the status? That's what I'm asking.
The contracts were, as Vinnie just said, our clerk there.
Yes, as far as what the manager said was he believed that the demolition was gonna start shortly after the December 5th meeting, so I don't know if it started or not, but that's what they were anticipating to start to happen.
The manager being Mr. Maxilla?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any idea what the cost is on that, the total?
I don't believe it's any cost to us.
Nothing.
Nothing to us.
I don't know what the Blue Acres awarded them as a contract, but
Oh, Blue Acres takes care of it?
Yeah, we-
We don't pay for any of that.
Okay,
no tax dollars.
They bought the homes and then they pay for the demolition.
okay. Are there any expected improvements to those properties being done at all?
We may let it settle back. I mean, they're gonna regrade it into like a berm, and then, you know, if we wanna do plantings there, we can do that, but.
I know they're really strict about any structures being put up.
Yeah, it's gotta let nature kind of take it over again and return it back to nature was the intent.
Okay. Are there plans for public use?
Not at this time, I mean, we'll have to revisit
What I'm
that.
getting at is if I walked onto one of those properties now, would I be trespassing?
Once the homes are down and everything, no, it gets returned back to Township Greenbelt, so you can walk through it.
Okay. Some of the homes are directly on Poplar Brook, some are across the street. Do you know if there's going to be any improvements done to Poplar Brook?
Not to my knowledge.
As part of that,
Yes.
I don't.
No, I
I mean,
never
some of the
saw.
homes are literally on Poplar Brook.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, they never told me that they're doing any improvements to the brook.
Okay.
I
does
mean, that's
some-
why we offered them the buyout.
Correct. Okay. And many people turned it down, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there someone from the town that's going to supervise what they're doing?
Or
the
engineer,
demo?
absolutely.
Mr. John again?
No, well, Mr. Musilla, but in conjunction with Greg Blash, he's a township engineer from.
Okay. Okay, great. I lost my place here for a second. Does anybody on the town council have a well, irrigation or domestic well? You do?
Yeah.
One or both of those?
I just have, my property serviced by well water only.
So it's a domestic well? Okay, how do you monitor the water quality of that?
I expect this,
You don't die?
I don't die, and I have add the salt to it as prescribed. I have a company that comes in from Rumson, and they maintain it for me. Just had a new filter put on last year.
Okay, is that, just out of curiosity, is that by your choice or are you not serviced by?
I was the only house, 2 houses on my block never had city water.
Hmm.
They never had it in the street.
Right.
They just ran it a month ago. They just finally connected city water.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I mean,
Yeah,
I
for 50
live near
years.
here, right near Poplar Brook, and up until recently, there were homes on Melville that didn't have city
Right.
water. So, kind of interesting on that. Do you know how one would get a water quality assessment?
Well, you could call, the county does, like, if you sell a house out in Howe Township or where there's wells are prevalent, part of a CO there is to have a water tested.
Mhm.
The county can do it, or they'll have private companies come out and do that for you.
Okay,
Anywhere from $600 on up, and they'll test all for everything.
okay, but once the well is in, there's no requirement to have it tested after
For
other
potable,
developments?
now only upon a resale.
Only on resale, but then it has to be tested?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you tell me what the status is of the potential land swap for the Cindy
Yeah.
Lane,
Yeah.
32 acres deal?
Here's what's gonna happen. The Cindy Lane, we're probably not gonna swap because we still have some environmental issues that has to be cleaned up, and we won't meet the juncture for the swap. However, they're negotiating with the sellers to make a purchase there and preserve up to a third of that property and eliminate almost 30 homes. But the pending litigation is holding it up. That's the truth.
This is the sellers, not the contract buyers you're dealing with,
I'm dealing with the contract buyer.
or the contract buyer?
Yeah, and they're a little reluctant to finish this negotiations and preserve a third of that property and eliminate almost 28 to 30 of the townhomes because there's appeals and whatnot. So if that doesn't go away, they're not willing to negotiate or do anything further. So that's going to jeopardize everything, really.
I'm sorry. could you-
If they will make a deal with us right now,
Right.
and for what we could afford, for what we have that open space trust fund available for.
Mhm.
But there's pending appeals right now. Somebody's appealed the planning
Well,
board
we're dealing
decision,
with that,
and they've appealed our decision on the ordinance,
Okay,
and they say, we don't want any litigation hanging over our head. We want to make this, have those suits dropped. So I don't know, that's where we're at.
okay, now that's the buyer of the property, it's not the builder that's gonna build it. I mean, that's still
Probably,
32 acres, it's not Lennar.
it would involve both eventually.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're dealing solely with the purchase.
Correct.
Mayor, Council, I'm Edward Vincent Colleen Frederick Sullivan. I own, I don't reside there right now, 721 Corley's Avenue, West Allenhurst, New Jersey. I have a copy of the condemnation letter. And actually the first order of business before I go into all that is I definitely feel, I guess I'll have to talk to you, Martin, about how to establish, the Arthur J. Henderson Christmas Fund, and I'd like to see it funded with $12,000 annually for the sanitation workers and the road workers. That does not come off of any other benefits they have, just a gift from the town. I'd like to see that, how to implement it. I'd like your help. I want this brought to a vote, because those guys and women, men and women, work very hard, and I've always found them respectful, and very hardworking.
I think, Mr. Sullivan, foundations like that, or any kind of grants or awards or annual subsidies or anything that you're talking about, it's hard when you have union workers and other unions.
If you're
within
giving
town.
something gratis with no strings attached,
Other-
even taxpayer funding compared to what we spend on legal
Right, but all the
fees
unions
and
will
top
want
end
something.
salaries, I really, it sounds a little grassroots
No,
and
I
common,
think it
but I
makes
really
sense to-
believe they should be given this, without taking anything back, without just a gift from the Township of Ocean. And I think we're rich enough to afford it. That's how I feel.
We'll talk about it during our budget cycle, but thank you.
I'd like it included in next year's budget. I know this year's budget's done, but whatever I have to do, I gotta get signatures or whatever. It's nothing opposed for or against this council, I just believe in that.
Understood.
If you don't speak out what
I'll
you
make sure
believe.
it's part of our budget discussion this year.
All right, thank you. Now going back to our situation, this condemnation letter says I have 45 days to basically totally fix the structural problem. There are rules about being reasonable and customary. Like the first letter I got from Tom Gironda said I had 10 days, and it's laughable, really, 10 days to get a architect or a licensed structural engineer to declare that our house is safe structurally, electrically, and plumbing. Who's going to do that? I don't like the term retarded, but with all the lawsuits, our country is suffering from economic mental illness. No one's going to sign off on that. I mean, come on. It's just not going to happen. 45 days for me to remedy this. I mean, to have it fixed. This is what it says. I didn't write it. That's unreasonable. Mark Remy is a very nice man. The town has spoken with him. They say they've used what he says to condemn my property. He hasn't come forth with the report yet, because it's a lot harder. Like if you get a bad haircut, the barber's gonna want more money to straighten out something that's messed up. A structural engineer can download an app for a new edition, because it's all there, download it. 45 days before my house is dozed. I know you guys are the power structure, but that's unreasonable. 45 days, I have not even gotten the guy's report. And the reason is because he's busy and he's working with something that was built in 1929. So I hope you don't doze my property, otherwise it leaves me no recourse but to sue you, and I don't want to do that. But this isn't reasonable. I have not even received his report yet, because it's a funky McGilla for a structural engineer. Because he's got to have it totally safe so he doesn't get sued.
Well, do you have an attorney representing you or just by yourself?
Well, no, I'm not suing anybody.
Okay.
I'm just saying I received this letter.
So just answer the letter, send back a nice note back to where you received it, say, I request more time, and state your reasons why, and maybe you'll have...
The reason, I'm stating it in front of God and everybody, that
Understood.
the
The
reason is
procedure
I
will be
have
to have
not
it
even, I don't need to actually, because it's on record right now.
Okay.
45 days is unreasonable. I have not even received the report from the engineer. People say, why don't you get a permit? I can only get a permit if the town will give me one, and I don't know Swazi Swaggle how that's gonna go, but I have to submit the permit from the structural engineer's report. Then if they give it to me, then I can do the work. I mean, that's where it's at, reasonable customer. You're allowed to buy and sell things still, I think. The other thing I wanted to say is, I'm told for anybody to get their things, that we have to call the town. Actually, code enforcement or housing for anybody to get their things. Well, Brandon came and got some things with Precious, smartest advocate I know. The next day I'm with Eleanor, and she just wanted boots. And I said, I called Tom's office, and I guess David Spear is like, oh, this is way out of hand. From now on, you gotta give us 24-hour notice, and we'll tell you that maybe we'll come and maybe we won't. The girl just wanted boots in the winter. I mean, it is a thing. I'm pro-life. Yeah, everyone knows that. If we don't get that right, we're all gonna be underwater anyway. God is in control, and he don't like ugly, He doesn't like slaughter of the innocent, sodomy, mistreatment of the worker, or mistreatment of the poor, exploitation of the worker, or we're going down. But there are people that I couldn't vote for because I am pro-life, Barack Obama and Ross Perot, but government workers, and we're sitting here basically as a litigious bureaucracy, and we're not really producing anything except me, but government workers are supposed to make our lives better. Barack Obama said during Sandy, and he had the report of Governor Christie, that if you're in government, find a way to help people. Find a way, not just be part of a scenario to punish us. And Ross Perot said the people are supposed to be working for us, and there is an element of discrimination here. I mean, I believe this thing is engineered, and I believe that the council is in control, and it's systematic, systemic, and symbiotic to basically kick, it's not all racial. Ursula's the only black person that was kicked out, but there's economic discrimination. And I know that if I ever get back in my home, and I believe it's political at this point, this has gone political, whether I do or not, whether I get cooperation or whether I get more legal crap thrown at me. And I have a bunch of tickets to deal with Tuesday. The judge is a great guy. I'm confident in the fairness of that within the system. But I have to make a statement. All single-family zoning ordinances are unconstitutional. One unconstitutional precedent based on another unconstitutional precedent ain't constitutional. It's simple. And I'm going to probably have to take it to court. And our dear president with federal workers did say that government workers cannot set policy. David set policy. I can't even go in my house to use a bathroom. And hey, am I going to sue myself? Come on. But I've debated. Ordinance, Joan Brown says, respect the ordinance. Well, like the single-family zoning ordinances, the ordinances haven't respected me, nor the poor people that I was housing. I can't do that anymore. And Chris Anderson calls every 5 minutes. I have no right to know who that is. The Constitution is being just really, and it's not you, it's the whole system. A governor is someone that stops an engine from revving up so it doesn't blow up. What's out of hand is what's happening to me as a single-family property owner. It's really, I can't believe it. But you guys have won, basically. You've pretty much gotten me out of town. I'm gonna list the house with Diane Ayler and see what bites I get. A good friend, a dear friend of mine, you find out who your friends are when you're homeless. My best friend Dennis gave me a car, really good. He works Exelon. The people at lunch break, I'm wearing this coat, thanks to them. They fed us. They didn't put me to the socialist means test.
They gave you a Giants jacket and you're thanking them.
I give you
There's
that.
kinder souls out there, Mr. Sullivan.
Well, my brother Ricky was an avid Giants fan, so you gotta be. And then they give the Eagles some hope. I'm not even a football guy, but they're gracious. That and the rescue mission, good people. You see the quality of people, and it makes you want to cry. And my friend, Lou Bosman said to me something profound. She educated me a little bit. She says, "What's wrong with the property? And this is sacred. This is blessed ground. The legacy of grace is there a lot. I don't know what's going to happen with the area, but God does allow U-turns. And I do believe in Jesus Christ, which is why we live. But Lou educated me and said, there's nothing wrong if a nice Jewish family buys this and their 10 kids have fun on the property. And I've been around the block long enough to know shalom doesn't just mean peace. It means contentment, fulfillment, and peace. And they're allowed to have their little simchas there too. It may go that way. I'm just trying to recover what I can. It may sell well, needing the work, because often those folks, it's not a sin being rich. They often tear things down and rebuild. That's what they do. So should I put a whole lot of money in it? I don't know. But I'm, not to be a bore, but I don't wake up every day proud to be an American. I wake up thankful. And my dad was successful in business, and I want to give some back. So I want to help the poor. It is true in mobile home communities. I'm buying a mobile home now, and it'll be 15 grand. It's time to downsize. My street name's Grandpa. And some people can't stand me. They say, "Hey, you've won. You guys have won. I see your eyes."
Yeah.
Yes, he's selling! But only if I get money enough, because I want to do good with the money.
Sure.
And a little bit, and you're not supposed to be letting the right hand know what the left hand's doing. But there's also Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that if we don't do good now, we're going to be dead in 50 years. We're going to be forgetting, and we don't want to be regretting. This is our time. And I've had 39 of the happiest years of my life in this home. But one mass said for Sandy and Helen and Kay, do more good than holding on to the property. I'm not going to be suing, looking to get money. I may come after the single family ordinance thing, because I really believe it's unconstitutional. I just don't think it's right. I don't think townships have a right to regulate the type of people, transient nature. You got money, you're not transient nature. That's not fair. There's something not right about that. And I know you're going to do it because you got to get elected. And most people don't notice this. Unless you know people that are disenfranchised or you're under the 8 ball yourself, you don't know. And, I'm no threat to you. I don't have the money to run for governor, and you got to be a lawyer. But there's a lot of things that are way out of line from what our founding fathers intended. It's not practical, is the word, for me to do that. Because people need help right now. There is a major homeless crisis in this state. And I tried to do it the Republican way, and I wasn't allowed to do it. The other way is, well, you can do it the Democratic way as long as you respect life. Then you got to throw more money at it. But they tried to put, Eatontown, Tinton Falls, and Shrewsbury, I think, told the military tear down the housing before they get it. So then we have a 12-bed shelter, women's shelter, and a 4-bed men's shelter in this whole county. The Democratic way is not doing it. I personally believe in the free market, but along with some transfer payments and a little, caring, compassion, and concern goes the farthest. That's what's really going to do it. But we got to address it because it's cold outside. People are hurting, and if you want prosperity, you have cheaper housing, not higher. You have cheaper resources, and then wages go up. And President's trying his best, but we're far from where we should be. We're living on the foreign dollar. The reason I really don't want to be governor is what happens when the stuff really hits the fan. We got to be, America is the greatest nation the world has ever known, and yet what people see as progress is really degeneration, and they kind of run corollary with a lack of faith. It's been a wonderful ride. I love all you guys, but it's a practical matter. I wish you luck, but I'm just going to try to get the best buck I can.
Sure.
We
wish you luck too.
If I get low balls, then I'm going to be fixing it. If somebody comes and makes me a good offer, then I'm going to sell. But I need market value because I know I want to do good with the money, and capital's hard to raise, and I got a lot of capital tied up in this, and I know you're not going to let me basically have people. It's not practical for me to fight you right now. I'm not afraid of you, and you're nicer than most, but the whole systemic, the League of Municipalities is not a gracious, kind, and constitutional organization. My name might be mentioned there, and I got to be on TV, and I'll pray for you all, but
Well, thank you.
I hope for cooperation.
We're going to cooperate. We wish you luck, and good luck on the sale.
Right, well, I'm not going to, I'll probably have to fix it, because I'm not going to take a low ball.
Okay.
I'm not a rocket scientist, but by the grace of God, I'm not an idiot.
Right.
So
Well, you have somebody advise you on that, I'm sure.
I have some people that advise me, yeah. And not lawyers, by the way.
No, you need a good
Sure.
realtor.
Good
A
idea.
good realtor could advise you as what to do there, but is anything else germane to Ocean Township, Mr. Sullivan?
Good realtor's Diane Ayler,
Very
that's
good
what it
lady,
is.
I've known her a long time.
She is a good lady. She's done me a lot of favors, no fee, for free, out of the 3 C's, caring, compassion, and concern, many times for a long period of time. So of course I will use her. But on my way out, I do want to set up the Arthur J. Henderson.
Like I said, I'll make sure that that's part of our discussion, this budget cycle.
Not out to bust your chops. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Wish you well.
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna
Mr.
do it.
Sullivan. I appreciate it. Good to see you again.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Yeah.
All right, sir.
God bless you and shalom.
Thank you. Anybody else? I'm seeing here no one, so I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Deputy Mayor Appleton.
Yes.
Councilmembers Achara.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Luciano.
Yes, meeting's adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Happy New Year to you. We're here twice a day, 22:77, at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. We have 5 hours of cable vision. And also we are.
Don, did you have a Merry Christmas?
24 hours after this.
Very nice.